influenced by that. But yeah. Revvez, I mean, there's not much to say. Thank you, Revvez.
Hi, I'm Cautex, and there's been this long-standing opinion of Revvez being just ungodly good at playing Warrior. Recently, I was going back and just looking at some of his stream VODs just to see what he was doing and seeing if I could extract some tricks out of that. And after watching his point of view for the world first Mythic Sylvanas kill, I really just wanted to share what it was that I was seeing, because most of the time when I look at the VODs of top-end warriors, what you end up seeing is a lot of people are really good about not making bad decisions. So what that means is that they don't make mistakes. The thing about Revvez is that he doesn't really make mistakes either. However, there are some decisions that are just so insanely smart that it puts him in sort of a class of his own. So something to understand is that when you're looking at videos of somebody playing, it can be difficult to discern when something goes right, whether that thing that did go right was due to you consciously thinking about how to make it go right, or if you did it intuitively or subconsciously, where you just had a feeling about how to proceed in the situation, or if it occurred that way due to luck. Now, because Revvez is so good, a lot of things that would normally be considered luck, I'm kind of inclined to think that he's consciously thinking about these things. That, or he has such a good intuition about what to do that he's able to just make it happen simply because he's Revvez. Sure, I could be wrong, and it could just be the fact that he got lucky on this pull. But when you're consistently getting such good results, it gets harder and harder to just chalk it up to luck, and easier to start believing that there's something else going on that is enabling him to make those outcomes happen. So this is the VOD for Revvez's point of view for the world first Sylvanas kill on Mythic, and I wanted to point out a couple of things that just really emphasize how smart this guy is. There are certain things that he does during this kill that I don't think any other human being would do. I know that it wouldn't be me, and I can't think of any other warrior who would think in that way. And so it's really interesting. So, well, let's go through it and let's talk about it. Okay, so I'm going to be playing this at 33% speed just so we can try to break down what the heck is actually going on here. Now, on pull, he actually makes a mistake, proving that he is in fact human, and that is that he is going to double apply Rend. So he charges, he avatars, he rends, and then he does Rend again, right there. Now, something to notice about Revvez on this pull is that pretty much every time he gets a Chaos Bane proc, which means that he gets the 15 stacks of his fragments, and then and whatnot, he is maximizing the value of that. It never happens at a bad time, and frequently he's timing his cooldowns around when that is occurring. You'll see later where he makes certain decisions about when to use his cooldowns because of Chaos Bane. So the next thing that you're going to see him do here is that when the chains pop up, he's going to be using his Bladestorm on those chains. However, he's going to Bladestorm before he even gets there, and he's going to do it about halfway in between so that he can get an extra hit of Bladestorm onto Sylvanas to keep the deep wounds ticking on it. So he hits it right now. That hits Sylvanas, gets a reapplication of all of those dots, and then he also starts hitting those and gets maximum possible uptime on it, which is like, that's just really smart. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that currently the meta is to be using Karain for this, but at the time, Karain wasn't fully unlocked, and also Dreamweaver was not as viable either, so he is Naya for this. Okay, so now that they're doing the intermission, you're going to see him cast Battle Shout here. Right now, I believe. Yep, there it is. Okay, so nobody had died, so nobody needed Battle Shout. What I'm convinced that he's doing is that he's actually fishing for soul fragment charges right with that, because Battle Shout can proc soul fragments, and the reason why I'm pretty sure that that's exactly what he's doing is because of how this transition goes out. Now, some of it is a little bit of luck, but just the way things work, it's too perfect for it not to be. Now, you also see that he's using Ignore Pain here. He's also in defensive stance. He doesn't care about his damage. He just wants to live. That's all he's trying to do, is just be alive. He also positioned himself just perfectly to shoot the gap on that charge. Now, this could be just me and my conspiratorial thinking, but I am kind of convinced that Revvez knows of some method for fishing for soul fragment stacks that I don't know about, and probably a lot of people don't know about, because he's able to generate soul fragment stacks during this intermission without touching the boss at all, and I don't know what he's doing or how he's getting these stacks. So let's play it, right? So here, let's slow it down a little bit. We'll play it at full speed. So he's at 5, now he's at 6. He doesn't have rend or deep wounds on the target. He's not casting battle shout, he's just standing there. Now he's at 7. See, now he targets Sylvanas, no rend, no deep wounds. Now he's at 8. What is he doing? Now he's at 9. How is he getting these stacks? I don't know. He's not casting battle shout, he's not using spell reflect or anything like that. Now he's at 10. What is he doing? How is he getting these stacks? If anybody knows this trick, please tell me, because I'm really interested. So you can see that he's hanging out here, and just he's not even touching the boss. And that's the thing. The thing is that he's at 10 stacks now of his soul fragments. But then he's going to charge in, and he's going to apply deep wounds, and he's going to apply rend. Okay? So if he's at 10 stacks, he just puts some dots on the boss. Those dots obviously can proc soul fragments. And now when he goes to the next one, he's at 11 now. And then we're going to see what happens. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit. Now he's at 13. Bridge comes up. He leaps across. Now he's at 14. So he's at 14 stacks of Chaos Bane, or Soul Fragments, right before he's going to do the ads. And he's got all of his cooldowns up. What do you think happens? Right? Pops his cooldowns, gets the Chaos Bane proc. Then right when he's having to dodge the Veil, he uses his Bladestorm to get full benefit of the Chaos Bane as well. Right at the end of Avatar, right at the end of Chaos Bane. Full value. So now, as a reminder, he had a Chaos Bane proc for the first platform of ads. Now, he's at 9, now 10 stacks, and guess what happens? He's going to get another round of Chaos Bane during the ads, during his cooldowns. So he leaps over to dodge a whole bunch of stuff. He's at 11, gets the ads. Pops his cooldowns. And now he gets it. With 15 seconds left on Avatar, he gets the proc. So he has absolutely full value out of that Chaos Bane with everything. Now watch this. He pre-casts Sweeping Strikes because he knows that the ads are going to come in. He casted Sweeping Strikes while he was mid-charge so that he's not wasting a global. And then when they pop up, he can use his overpower stacks and etc. to funnel onto the boss a little bit. This is one of the few times that RNG just doesn't really work out too great for him with his Chaos Bane procs, because he's using his cooldowns and he's just kind of stuck at 13, 14 stacks for just the longest amount of time, and he finally gets it right at the end. But he's still getting some value out of it because of the fact that he has all the mastery from being Naya. But wait, there's more. Because he's going to use Bladestorm here, even though he has Rage. And the reason why he's doing that is because of the fact that he has that Mastery buff and he has the Chaos Bane. So you're going to see him let it rip right now, when there's 4 seconds left, basically just long enough for the Bladestorm to get full value out of both of those buffs. Okay, so this is the last platform, and his decision-making around when he uses his cooldowns is the reason why I ended up wanting to make this video, because it's just so good. Now, after this Veil, they're going to pop Lust. He is at 13 stacks of his soul fragments, and he's going to hold on to his cooldowns because he wants to line it up with that, all right? So He's not getting it. He's still at 13. He's just not getting any luck with RNG. Now, when it gets to 30 seconds left, he's like, okay, fine, there's not much time. So he's going to use his pot, which has a 25-second duration. So he's leaving there to be some overlap, right? So there's 30 seconds. He uses his pot. He still doesn't have that proc that he wants. He doesn't want to waste the overlap. So he sees this sudden death proc. He sees the sudden death proc, and he says, okay, we're going to commit to that. We're going to commit to that. So he's going to pop his trinket. He's going to pop Blood Fury. He's going to pop Avatar. And then he's going to use it for that sudden death proc. And another thing that you're going to see him do is that he's going to fish for an Enduring Blow proc before blowing his cooldowns. He's going to use that Mortal Strike before he pops his cooldowns with the sudden death. But wait, there's still even more to this. So he's going to use his Blood Fury earlier than Avatar and his trinket. And the reason why he's going to do that is because he's going to time it with his Mortal Strike. But he's also going to time it with the melee swing. The Blood Fury and the melee swing go off at basically the exact same time. So get ready. He's about to use that Mortal Strike with the Blood Fury. Here's the melee swing coming in. Blood Fury and melee swing. Then it comes off cooldown. Or Mortal Strike comes off cooldown, uses Mortal Strike. And then he's going to Avatar and use his trinket, and then he's going to use the sudden death proc. So let's go back and let's watch that at full speed and just think about whether or not you would have made that decision to commit your cooldowns in that way at that speed. And keep in mind that this is their first kill, and it's the world first kill, and this is had been their best attempt so far. So, I mean, you got all that adrenaline going and everything like that. All right, here's the Veil. There's the Lust. He's playing. The man's gaming. Holding his cooldowns. Still nothing. He uses Pot. Still nothing. Blood Fury. Commits right now. Waits, gets Warbreaker, then uses Ancient Aftershock. He holds the Ancient Aftershock because that's the most valuable, is when it's with the Warbreaker. Still gets full value out of pretty much everything. It just doesn't line up perfectly. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you all. There's a lot of other little things that he does throughout this fight that are just really great examples of doing the exact right thing at the exact right time. I highly encourage you to spend some time and go watch his point of view. I put a link to that video in the description as well as the card in the upper right. Ultimately, Revvez is definitely a god gamer, but as always, tell me why my opinions are dumb, ask interesting questions that might end up turning into videos, or give suggestions for things that I can analyze. Lastly, I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and subscribe for more.